reviewing the news, pop culture, video games, movies, and shoes. Quincy and Justin with a nerdy forecast. So stay a while and welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast.
Welcome to the Ugly Mugs Podcast. We went live. It told us we were live, and I pulled up Twitch, and we were not there.
And you're the host, Justin.
I didn't even say it
No,
was Quincy.
I know.
I was explaining.
I'm hurt. This was a.
I'm your host, Quincy, and this is your other host, Justin, who rudely interrupted me while I was apologizing to the fans.
This was a frustrating bit, but I'm glad we're now live on Twitch, twitch.tv/TheUglyMugs.
Yes, and we also have EC, so we are not frustrated with technology and overheated. We're just frustrated with technology.
Yeah.
I can't see the board lights, so that is on you this week.
Okay, that's fine.
You will be in charge of watching that.
Okay.
I'm watching. So we're here. We're live. You were drinking some shit. What are you drinking?
Let me click over to the scene. I am drinking Vitamin C Shine from Celestial Seasonings. A really good tea that smelled exactly like orange juice, and it tastes really good.
You can smell it right through the box. It was crazy.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Yop.
That's gonna keep you nice and healthy.
Yes, it sure is, because it's 130% daily value of vitamin C per serving, or per bag, I should say.
Well, isn't vitamin C one of those ones where you just pee out the extra?
Vitamin E, D, C.
Yeah, there's several of them where you just pass the extra.
B can hold in your body, which isn't good, because if you have too much vitamin B, it can create blockages. It's weird because B12 can help turn food into energy or food into dietary fibers in a sense, so that way you can pass them. But if you have too much of it, it creates this barrier.
Something I've always found interesting. There are pills for riboflavin.
Mm-hmm.
But riboflavin is in pretty much every processed food.
For the most part.
So if you're having an issue with that, like, holy shit, like, you're just eating carrots straight from the ground, what are you doing?
I mean, vegans, there you go.
Yeah, I guess, yeah. But I mean, even like certain vegan snack foods and stuff put in there, because it's not a preservative, it's a vitamin type of thing that you need.
And the other thing I'm drinking, just in case I'm done with that, is a Arizona sweet tea.
Mm-hmm. I went with a Walmart brand, Great Value, French vanilla flavored coffee, which concerns me.
Because it's great value, or
no, because it's flavored coffee.
Oh yeah, that's right. You have a little bit of issue for here and there with your flavor.
It's whatever they do for the artificial flavors that it makes it chemically.
Yeah,
and it's not just one company. I've noticed it with multiples.
Oh, you always notice it with Dunkin',
Starbucks.
Oh, Starbucks too.
The Starbucks grounds that are flavored, certain ones.
Oh.
And I noticed it with that one. What's that? It's something about the artificial flavoring that they do.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I'll have things like the huckleberry coffee I've tried where
it's Boss.
That's not an artificial huckleberry that they do. And I don't get that flavor. So. I think people like the flavored French vanilla coffees will like this. But for me, it's a no. And I made a whole fucking pot of it. Okay. We did so much before realizing we weren't live.
It was also a plug for, in case you want copies of your own. Let me go ahead and pull that back up. Reload tab. Or not reload tab. Reopen close tab. Oh, no, that's not the right one. Because I had to do a runaround. There we go. Geek Grind Coffee. A whole bunch of coffees for inexpensive. And if you use our code or link down in the description, or JUSTH20 gets you 20% off more of that great price. They have anything between regular run-of-the-mill runs that they've had. Their specialty Pathfinder. Amazing flavored that hopefully Quincy, someone down the line, will grab. And some teas that hopefully I will grab. As well as Jim Henson's Labyrinth or Shadow Man, in case you're a fan of those works and wanting to try something that's hinted at that. But don't forget our code JUSTH20 for 20% off your first order.
I have a tech question.
Yes.
So you have clickety-clack keyboard over there.
Mm-hmm.
You know those like roll-out keyboards, or just any of like the small, easy to do. You just plug in a dongle keyboards. You know.
Sure.
Can a computer run 2 keyboards?
Yeah.
So in theory, you could have a keyboard, and I could just get one of those small roll-out ones or something, and I could have a keyboard. So when there's things that you forget to do while you're talking, I don't have to interrupt you. I could just...
Yeah.
Cool. I think I might do that.
Or if I can figure it out to the degree, you could just DM me on Discord, and I can actually just pull up my Discord and pull up whatever.
No, I mean, it's simple if, like, you're talking about a YouTube video, and I just hit T real quick on a keyboard, and it theater modes it. You know?
Oh, that one, yeah.
Or if it's like, you know, I just pan down or pan up when I'm talking about something so that I have a level of control. It was just a thought.
Yeah, just a little bit of something. I get you. All right. Something in the works.
While we're doing plugs, you can keep that up. Right here to my side, eating my hand. See, look, it's up to the elbow now. Is Humble Bundle. We are a partner with Humble Bundle for obviously just getting more and more stuff for charity. This does basically allow him to get more games that he's supposed to play on the channel.
It's been a bad week.
I know. I'm just giving you shit.
It's been a bad fucking week.
But that virtual tabletop one, I want to talk about that. But basically anything you buy through Home Bundle, you're going to support charity. And even though it is giving us stuff to where we can get games, we're also supporting charities through getting those games. And supporting an extra charity because he is a Humble Choice partner.
Yes.
Purchaser.
Yeah, some of these look really just nice. Like, I would love to be a part of these amazing
That
little
one looks
cities.
like a torso.
This one?
No, the far right.
Oh, far.
The far left looks like a bird.
Yeah, it looks like a scarab.
The beetle?
Yeah. Because, can I click it? Oh. Is it a big image? Yeah, see?
I mean, I see the scarab, but then I see a bird as well.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I kind of see. Okay.
Wings coming out.
Yeah, I see it. Okay. I mean, it seems like it's one of those Kalimshanian style cities. But as Quincy was mentioning, for virtual tabletops, there is a whole bunch of interesting maps or map building where you get to place down tokens, build your own little rooms, roadside attractions, mazes, so on and so forth for inexpensive. You can pay $1, get the small thing. They've changed their layout to be a little bit more streamlined. So for $1, you get a couple little things, little token placements. For $10, you get a bunch of regional maps, wastelands, and so on and so forth. $18 gets you the full thing. Gets you all of these amazing city maps. I've noticed city maps are kind of a little difficult to run across unless they're already in place for like Faerun, Greyhawk, the Feywild, so on and so forth. If they already exist, they're easy to acquire. But anything that's like, I want something a little different. I want something for a more modernized city that isn't, a modern city we're aware of. That kind of thing.
I was lucky in that when I was DMing, I had a over-ear player who, when he didn't have anything to do, went, I'm going to draw a bunch of random city maps, and then you can decide what's like there. And drew out the alleyways, the building shapes, everything for me. What I did design was a big fuck-off maze with plenty of traps. Something I will suggest to any DM out there. Get to know your crew and don't just make a maze walls. Once you know how your players are going to be, incorporate that into your maze. So, for instance, I knew you guys would try to break the walls. So the walls were filled with poisonous gas.
I was a good liar. Well, that would have been another funny thing. I was resistant to poison, so I've been like, you guys are nerds telling me to do this.
Yeah, but it would flow out and kill your teammates.
Yeah, that's fine.
And then you got one guy going against Baphomet, who was going to be the boss in the center of it.
Yeah, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
It would have been fine.
Be selfish.
Yes. I was a life cleric. I have no selfish bone in my body.
I kind of pissed my DM off. He trapped us in like an enclosing room. And I'm like, do I see any levers or gears? Is there a track? Is there anything? He's like, no. I went, the spell magic. And stopped the room from closing in. And then we had to basically chisel our way out. So I ruined his squishy trap.
Squishy trap?
Yeah. But yeah, so there's all kinds of stuff on Humble Bundle. You can get virtual tabletop stuff, as we were saying. They've got, video games. They've got comic books.
Cosplay.
They've got cosplay stuff. It's constantly changing. They got stuff where you can learn to design 3D buildings. They got stuff where you can learn to code. There's so many things on here, and they're all for charities. It's all a great thing.
I'm curious what this has.
Epic
Right now I'm
Games
looking at.
bundle.
Yeah, I know. Epic Games is a little bit shady in my mind, but I mean, if the price is all right and it's helping out charity, I might go for it. What is it? What, $15? $15 for World War Z? We'll see. We'll see. You stay right there. I'll think about it because I don't. As I said, I'm not too big on the Epic Game Store, and there's a whole argument with that, but I don't want to talk about it right now. And hey, there's even a little tiny thing that's going on. If you also sign up for the Humble Choice with the new customer, you get $25 in your wallet credit, so you can buy even more games. But the 1-year subscription, I think, is actually kind of expensive. Let me see. Join now.
$323.
Oh, thank you.
It said it right there.
Oh, did it really?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go.
For only $12 a month.
Oh, for only 12 a month.
So 12 times 12.
12 times 12. But I think it's cheaper when you do a year. I don't.
Well, yeah, they're saying for only 12 a month. That 12 times 12 is not 323. The $12 a month would be the discount, wouldn't it?
I know, but I think it's cheaper than.
There's another discount. Okay, gotcha.
But I have to do all this, but I'm not gonna do that. I don't feel like doing that. Let's get into the movies.
Okay, movie reviews. We watched a movie called Ginger Snaps because I had briefly touched on it, and listener had been like, "Oh my god, and Ginger Snaps, gotta talk about this." How did you feel about, like, because we talked about it and we were like, it's a Canadian horror, and you were like, how Canadian? And I was like, it's not like Things where they say the blood is running like maple syrup. It's just every now and then you get a sorry. Did you at any point actually know that this was in Canada if I hadn't told you?
With Emily Perkins doing her
stories.
Story.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would have figured it out. Either that, or it would have been just is she a Canadian actress? Like that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have realized the whole thing.
You got us Americans that just say y'all for everything.
Y'all. Howdy for some ungodly reason.
Mostly Toy Story for me. Howdy.
Howdy,
My name's
howdy.
Woody. Or my name's Woody. Howdy. The movie with more Shining references than anything else. Have you not seen that?
No.
The carpet at Sid's house is the carpet from The Shining. There's a license plate that references the haunted, like the major haunted room. There's just one after another Shining references in that movie.
Okay.
Back to Ginger Snaps. Basically, it's a coming of age
Werewolf style.
werewolf film. They pair your first period and the changes you go through with a werewolf. And one of the big things, and I accidentally typed 7 into the chat. I've got to be careful with my hands. Well, one of the big things the writer for this said she wanted to do is didn't want it to be like other horror movies, and that it made women weak and whatnot. Which I have a bit of an argument about that. There's the entire term, the Final Girl. There's an entire movie called The Final Girl.
Yeah, we saw that maybe 60 or so episodes back.
Yeah, give or take. I've never understood the horror movie is shows weak women thing. If anything, the dudes are the ones that get wrecked for being stupid, which I'm perfectly fine with because men are stupid.
Yep.
We're terrible. But that's one of the things she wanted to tackle in this, and she kind of did. She did build a strong character. Big mistake with one of the characters they did kill. No one likes that.
I'm trying to remember which one we're talking about.
I'm just gonna.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
It is panned for one thing specific, and that is that Chris Lemche, his Sam is totally Slater.
Christian Slater. Yeah.
Christian Slater in Heathers.
Yeah.
Like he's so Christian Slater in Heathers. But I enjoy the movie. How did you feel?
First one, fully enjoyed, and the
Purely don't even touch on the second one yet. Purely looking at this as just the one.
Just the one. It was really good and really entertaining. A little strange to look at the giant wall of feminine products, but it was also the director who said, "Oh yeah, that actually exists in Canada," and I was like, "Okay, I mean, if it exists in Canada, sure."
This one comes with a free calendar.
Yeah, and I was like, "Okay, cool." Everything was great. The set pieces, the orchestration between her literally changing into a werewolf was actually really cool.
What did you think of how the werewolves looked?
Pretty good. Pretty good. It seemed practical, didn't seem illogical. I don't think there was any CG in this. I think it was all practical effects.
Yeah, I think it was all practical effects. One thing I found weird is when we finally see the final werewolf transformations done, the finalized werewolf is a hairless werewolf. And that was on purpose. They wanted to look different from other werewolves, and they also wanted to be obvious that it was a female werewolf. But the character in question is sprouting hair from their werewolf wound earlier in the film.
Yeah.
So why is the werewolf hairless?
How do you wake up dead?
That should be redundant. Okay, but I think it's well acted.
Oh yeah, it's
the effects are good.
Yeah. How much did this cost to make?
4.5 million.
Oh.
Sadly, it failed financially because there was a big. This was going on right around Columbine, and so there was a big push against it in Canada.
Oh.
However, it has since then just freaking wrecked it in the home theater styles.
As seen. 6.8 out of 10 on IMDb, 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, 4.5 out of 5 on Shudder, and 91% on Google users. IMDb is a little short. Let me see what's on Rotten Tomatoes for people. 78% from people on. I'd probably throw this about an 8-ish.
Okay, if American Werewolf in London is a 95 to 100 for me, I have to put this at like an 85.
Yeah.
To like a 90.
Yeah, I liked American Werewolf in London. That was a really
American
good
Werewolf in London's amazing.
Yes.
I will put this above The Howling.
Okay, yeah. But The Howling I would return to just because it's so cheesy.
Yeah. Okay, what's cheesier, The Howling or Wolf Cop? Who are you? The Fuzz!
Wolf Cop.
Yeah.
But I would go back to I actually want to see the sequel now.
Yeah, we will. We'll sit down and do the sequel eventually. Now, a thing I do when it comes to werewolf movies is I can't compare The Wolfman to werewolf films. First of all, when it came out. Second of all, there's a very clear difference between the way the Wolfman works and werewolves. I actually once got in an argument with someone because I said the wolves in Twilight are not werewolves. They're big fluffy dogs. There's nothing werewolf about it.
Yeah.
To which they said, you're probably also a fan of the Wolfman. And I said, yes, but that doesn't pertain here.
That doesn't.
And do not shit on classic cinema because I called out your twinkly vampires.
Yeah, I having watched the first Twilight movie, I
watched the first fucking 2.
I couldn't wrap my mind around it. I don't know. I know it was supposed to appeal to tweens, but even still, I'd be like, they find this interesting?
It did.
It was.
I watched the first one because we have the riff tracks.
It was more bland than that. What was the one movie that I conked out on?
A lot because you're always tired.
Fair enough, but no, there was one that I
don't remember. I remember you being super bored. You know, that's only happened once out of all these years of me showing Lauren movies. There's only been twice. There's been 2 movies Lauren's just not given a chance. One of them is Conspiracy Theory with Mel Gibson.
Really?
And the other one was Solo, which you were there for.
Yeah. Solo, she exclaimed that she was like, meh.
Yeah. I don't remember which one you...
There was one where I was just like this the entire movie, just leaning back and just... It was one that I was just like, I'd give it like a 5, a 4 at best.
Yeah, I don't remember. I can tell you 100% I can find worse movies I can show you some pretty bad movies.
No, do not. I mean, if it's bad that we can riff on it, sure, because then it'll keep me engaged. But it's like, I don't want to watch a bad movie just so that way I can just. No. If we can riff on it, sure. If it's Things, no.
Yeah, the Things is difficult to even riff because it's just at least with Things you can laugh at how absurd it is. I watched one called The House That Jack Built. This is by, his name's escaping me, but he's a famous horror director, and he's known for being like, my movies are art. This is art. Which movies are art, but the way he does it is pretentious and douchey and just terrible.
Yeah.
This fucking movie,
This guy.
It got to the point that me and Lauren were both just sitting there staring at this. It was her idea to watch it because she had heard about, like, someone had told her the good scenes and only the good scenes, and she's like, this movie sounds great. And so we went and watched it, and it was fucking horrible. But it got to the point where, like, we couldn't even make jokes about it because we were just like, it's just so bland.
Yeah, I mean, I've ran into that many a times, but I have the cognitive, well, I also have ADHD, but the cognitive thought of, this is not going to keep my attention. I got to go. I need stimuli. I need something to keep my brain enveloped.
We went to theaters and saw, I've talked about it on here before, we went to theaters and saw Gretel and Hansel, and I don't know, there's some people I've seen out there that are like, this movie's great.
That was the darker version, right?
Well, I call it that.
The absurd dark version.
It was just weird is what it was, and it was boring. It couldn't decide what its main character of the witch, well, not main character, but they couldn't decide what form the witch was. I don't know, the whole thing was fucking crazy. But, so, we'll rewind. He has ADHD or ADD?
ADHD.
He has ADHD, and he gets me going sometimes.
Yeah. I don't mean to.
No, it's fine.
Because I'm not even aware of it.
It's good radio.
It is good radio.
Is it? I don't know. I don't.
Who are you?
Stellarly casted, stellarly acted. Catherine Isabella as Ginger does amazing. Emily Perkins as Bridget does amazing. These two have been right next to each other all throughout life. So the fact that they play sisters in this is amazing.
I was just about to say that they do really well as siblings, and they don't come off as disingenuous like Quicksilver and freaking Scarlet Witch in Age of Ultron, where I'm just like, they don't click to me.
I think the issue was the setting they were in.
Yeah. They didn't have much time to showcase that they were brother-sister. So I was just like, they don't look it, they don't feel it.
Which reminds me, I'm behind an episode on Loki. No spoilers.
You got it, boss. Real good third episode.
I heard it was the boring one so far.
It's a lot of story, I will admit.
I'm fine with story. I'll eat story up.
Yeah, it's good setup. It's a good reasoning, too.
Good. Chris Lemesh as Sam is great. A lot of people are like, he's trying to be Slater, and I don't know how much of it is he's trying to be, and how much of it was he was told to be.
Okay.
Because they also talk about the fact that they borrowed from Heathers with this movie. Like, Heathers was one of the things that inspired parts of the script and shit.
Yeah, I mean, if a director says, "Hey, can you try and be like this?" Okay, there's no problem with trying to take from other pop culture media to, sorry about that. To try and be a little bit more broad in your acting.
Yeah.
Sure, if you're trying to be Slater and you look pretty damn close to him, might as well, push that envelope. Be that person.
Then you got Mimi Rogers as the mom, Pamela, and
she was great.
Fucking killed it. And she goes through and she picked the clothing for her character. All those absurd sweaters, that was her all the way. So... I love this one. Now, I'd never seen the sequel, and I still haven't seen the prequel. One day I will sit down and watch the prequel.
Okay.
But let's move on to the sequel.
All right, the sequel, Ginger Snaps 2. This one did not involve... See, I think I might have liked it a little bit more if it had a Joe Bob attachment to it. But I am not a big fan of this one.
But having Joe Bob... It shouldn't need...
No.
It should stand on its own.
You're right. You are correct. I'm not going to take that away, but I'm just saying I would have at least been a little bit more aware for it. Because this, number 2, not a fan.
So this one steps on the saving graces that was the end of number 1. It doesn't really explain how we got to where we are from number 1.
It tries to, but does it terribly.
Emily Perkins in the lead role, which she actually still did great. Mm-hmm. It's called Ginger Snaps, but Ginger's barely in it. There's very few scenes with Catherine. And it's really weird because she's on the poster.
Yeah.
Front and center with Emily.
Yes.
The actress playing Ghost actually did amazing. It was a kid actress. She killed it. You got Brendan Fletcher as Jeremy. So he's only in it for a few minutes, sadly. What you possibly know him from is he's in Freddy vs. Jason.
Okay, yeah.
He's the one that dies in the basement. He's supposed to be brothers with the guy from Dream Warriors, the one that's marionetted off the fucking edge of the building.
Okay. Blood Raid. He was the male protagonist.
I haven't seen a lot. He's in a Leprechaun movie? Weird. Okay, so another interesting thing, connections across these movies.
He's in a lot of camp.
Catherine is actually in the first or second season, I don't remember which, of Supernatural. Emily is eventually in Supernatural. I do believe Brendan is in Supernatural. Oh no, he's in Alone in the Dark, which has Slater. I do believe Brendan Fletcher is eventually in Supernatural. So there's multiple Supernatural connections throughout these films. He was in Air Bud.
He's in Air Bud. I'm sorry.
The first one was great.
Yeah, the first one's amazing, but it's just the fact that we go from a lot of camp horror movies that are on screen right now, Alone in the Dark, another Ginger Snaps movie. Oh, this is the prequel. Wait, he's in the prequel?
We'll have to watch it.
Oh, Jesus.
Although I don't ever trust the Google movies thing, because there's a lot of times where we see these movies where they're not actually in it.
Oh.
I'll pull it up. Go ahead and keep looking.
Yeah, he's in it.
As a different character.
That's fucking hilarious.
Well, the prequel is set in the 1800s.
Okay.
So they're playing, I don't know if they're playing ancestors.
Yeah, okay.
Eventually I'll watch it. Okay, so this movie had a good premise, but it also had so many different directions it wanted to go that it just becomes a fucking mess at the end.
Oh, it becomes a mess in the middle, too.
A little bit in the middle. It also kind of blurs some lines of what is okay and what isn't okay. So you've got a character that's doing fucked up shit, and then you think he does something really fucked up, and then they kill him. Then you find out he didn't do that really fucked up thing, and so now you're supposed to feel the person that got him killed. Well, no, you're fucked up for lying about this. But it's wait a minute, no, we should still be okay with him dying because he was a bad person before that.
Yeah,
it blurs some weird lines.
Everybody's fucked up. Who do you trust? That's one thing that I can get out of it. But
I mean, really, the only person I would trust would be Perkins, the character. Bridget.
Yeah.
Also, throughout all this, Bridget's being chased by a male werewolf, who we never see in human form, and we do not know who they are. Not even after the final throwdown do we find out who this male werewolf is. I would assume, based off of them stepping on the saving grace of 1, I would assume it's the male werewolf from 1.
Oh, the one that got away?
Well, no. I mean, and 1 originally is cured, but in 2 they would say the cure doesn't work. It just prolongs it.
It staves it off.
Yeah. Some decent physical effects makeup on Bridget early on, but as they try to make her look more and more like she's stuck in a change, grotesque, some of it gets a little goofy. And then they put a lot of teeth things on her, and so it got very difficult to hear her.
Yeah. And then when they do the last stick into her, which there's a lot of self-harm in this.
Yeah, there's a lot of self-harm in this.
And I from the get-go, I was not a big fan. But I understand why, because it's to push back. Pain receptors can cause a lot of mental illness to push back, which is a study.
It was also her testing how quickly she's healing.
That too, but it's I would assume it's the same thing. You're also stealing the mind from it, but I just don't like it. I was not a big fan of it.
I'll give a little free plug out here. There's a website called doesthedogdie.com.
Yes, that was also another thing that was referenced in this.
So it does have an app, but the app is really expensive for some reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't know why. The website's free, but the app's pricey. So you just go to the website and you type in Ginger Snaps. 2. Pulls up the film, and then right off the bat, is there a dead animal? Yes. Does the dog die? Yes. And someone else gives you some information so that you can kind of be prepared for it.
In case you're in.
Does an animal die? And it goes on and on. One of the things in here is there addiction? Is there shaving and cutting? Is someone burned alive? So on and so on. But one of the things that you would like is there is a question in here about, is there self-harm? Mental institution scenes, as needles and syringe usage, hospital scenes, someone gaslighted. Is there claustrophobic signs? Yeah. Does someone self-harm? So it's one of those things that if people do have triggers, I can watch things like this and I'm good.
Yeah.
But not everybody can, and I understand that. DoesTheDogDie.com
kind of
has all these answers. They are answered by the people watching the films. It's a community-based thing, so sometimes they're a little off. I'm trying to think of what movie it was. People Under the Stairs. So we were watching People Under the Stairs with one of Lauren's friends that cannot handle dog death scenes at all. And so someone had broke down the exact moments the dog's getting hurt and the exact moment the dog dies, so that I was able to be like, all right, and look away in 3, 2, 1. Because I've seen the movie, but I haven't seen the movie in years. I can't do it that well. But someone had broken it all down on here.
But you got the click in of when. Okay.
So, what do you think this movie's biggest issue was?
You want my honest opinion?
Sure.
The script. The entire script.
Yeah.
Like, I did enjoy some of the scenes and some of the actual, like, the makeup and the idea of throwing him literally out to the wolves to go get massacred, that kind of thing. I liked the few scenes, but the whole thing was a mess.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know what happened to Bridget. We have no idea what involves with this lycanthropy style. When it's supposed to be a cure because it's nightshade, or wolfsbane, which is supposed to literally cure lycanthropy, but it's like it only staves it off for a little bit, and she's in pain for the entire time. And then at the very end, it's like, oh, it doesn't work. Oh, it's like none of it made sense up until that point, and still didn't make sense.
It steps on the previous film too much to try to allow its existence, and the reality is they could have gotten real crafty about why it exists.
Yeah.
Instead.
So going into it blind, it wouldn't have been entertaining. Yeah. Going into it with the preface knowledge, it's still very confusing.
I think that one of the things that suffers from the most is there was too many ideas, because there were some really good ideas.
There was.
Ghost's character.
Oh, amazing!
All that is very interesting, very good, but it also feels like this huge extra layer on top of everything we're already dealing with.
Yeah, but I think there needs to be an active antagonist that you continuously see, and then at the very end, that whole twist of I lied to get where I am.
Yeah. So we'll break down the ratings. This is going to piss people off, I think, or piss you off at least.
All right. 6.4 out of 10 on IMDb, 88% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Which puts it only 2% lower than the first film.
That's right. 1 out of 5 on Common Sense Media, and 92% on Google users.
Google users being too nice.
I don't know. Because there was a lot of really good scenes. There was a lot of good, chasing. I'm just trying to justify the high number, but I can't.
I mean, if you're flipping through channels and Ginger Snaps is on and Ginger Snaps 2 is on, you're going with Ginger Snaps.
I am going Ginger Snaps.
It's just the
and
reality.
I would go out of my way if it involved Joe Bob, just because that was his commentary. Sure, it pushed it beyond the 2.5 hour. I think it was like 2 hours 45 minutes.
Probably.
And I was like, I would watch the whole entire 2:45 for Joe Bob, because
the movie itself's less than 2 hours. The movie itself's only an hour 48.
Like, I would have never followed Joe Bob if you guys hadn't told me about him.
Joe Bob's amazing.
Yeah, he's pretty. He is like, he rants and rambles, sure, but it's interesting rants and rambles, and he talks about the movie, and he talks about the individual actors, actresses, the creation, where it's being set. His general knowledge of these horror movies is actually just something to kind of be jealous of.
Yeah.
And there's one movie that is on our list that involves Nicolas Cage. Mm-hmm. Mandy? I keep getting the name wrong. Yeah. He does there's a Joe Bob of that. And I'm thinking, instead of just the regular, we could do the Joe Bob version of that one.
Yeah, we'll definitely do the Joe Bob for it. We'll do the Joe Bob for as many things as we can. And they're coming back with a 4th season, which will be amazing. Something I want to touch on real quick. So Darcy's gone through. Joe Bob's had 2 shows previously. Originally, there was Joe Bob's Drive-In.
Mm-hmm.
And then that was on the movie channel.
Mm-hmm.
And then when that ended, he ended up going over to TNT where he did Monster Vision. Which eventually Monster Vision ended up having a lot of episodes done by Penn and Teller, which was interesting. Darcy has gone through and been doing all of the like cleaning up the old episodes and getting them and whatnot because these aren't syndicated, they're not on DVD, yada yada. So if you join her Patreon, there's a $5 a month, which gets you whenever she releases a new one of those, you get it. Or there's 35 where you get the full backlog that she's already released. And she's doing the movies he's already done because he doesn't want to repeat movies.
Oh, that's
so
good.
You can go through and get like the movies he's done. Hell, back on Monster Vision, he did like Beetlejuice.
Oh,
yeah.
I
don't know if they've done the Beetlejuice one yet, but it's kind of a cool thing.
Oh, okay. I would like to watch Beetlejuice with a Joe Bob commentary.
Back to the ratings on Ginger Snaps, though.
But
so
do you want to know what I give it?
Hold on.
Okay.
So it's sitting at a 66 from the audience. The audience does not sell it
on Rotten Tomatoes?
Like Rotten Tomatoes does, yeah. Which puts it at a full 12% lower than the audience gave it the first one. I feel, for me, the 66, I'm right around there. I'm probably going to give it a 60. I'll give it lower than 66. I'll give it a 60. What are you sitting at?
5.
5? So
It kept my attention, but just because of the practical effects. It was just the stinger scenes. The first quarter of the movie was just too kind of, I don't really like it, but I'm going to sit through it. And then as soon as it reached I'll just call it very awkward scene, that's when I was like checking out. And then
there's one scene in this that I'm just like, where did that come from?
Yeah. And then toward the end of the movie, I was in it, I was invested, but I wasn't fully invested. Like, I was paying attention, but my mind was elsewhere. I wasn't going to paint any pictures with it. Do I remember the very ending of the movie? Yes. Do I remember the beginning of the movie? No. Like, the very last 3 minutes of the movie, very good. Just because it sets up for a lot of really interesting things.
That don't pay off because the third film's a prequel.
Well, okay. Is there a sequel to...
No, that's it. And 2 and 3 were filmed back-to-back. They were filmed at the same time. They were released the same year. Yep. Which explains why so many of the same actors, like actors playing other characters.
Whatever, man. I give it 5. That's it. What the...
So this week we did vampires we did werewolves last week, so we're doing vampires this week.
Cool.
We're going to do vampires, a Carpenter film, or vampire Carpenter film.
I like Carpenter.
Vampire, vampires, either way. And then we're going to do Once Bitten, a Jim Carrey film, very young Jim Carrey.
Is this pre-SNL?
He wasn't SNL. He was in Living Color.
That's it.
I think it's right around that time. Somewhere around that time.
Ah, good.
I'll double check real quick.
Good. Because I really liked him as Fire Marshal
Bill.
Yeah.
So In Living Color was 90 to 94.
Wow, really? That was it?
Yeah. Once Bitten was 85, so it's actually pre In Living Color.
Nice.
Yeah. Living Color didn't last as long as it should. It's kind of like the Wayans show. Also didn't last as long as it should.
I remember Mad TV lasted forever. Alrighty, let's get into some news. So this you sent me, and I am super keen for this game. It's just me and simulators don't really get along.
So this is more me blowing up about this. I'm super excited for this. I love the first game and still play the hell out of it. They did get Goldblum to come back, it sounds like, because he voices the narration over this. So this is the trailer for Jurassic World Evolution 2. They're adding in the aviary, it looks like, the pterodactyls. They're adding in new biomes. There's a desert biome. They're also adding in aquatic dinosaurs. Now, I haven't played all the DLC, so I think maybe the the aviary might have been a thing in the DLCs, but I'm not entirely sure. So there's all kinds of stuff coming to this, including like a new challenge modes. There's one called Chaos Theory. Yeah. It looks pretty. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. So they've done things to make the micromanaging a little bit easier, and also to give you even further breakdowns of what you can and can't affect, or like control and whatnot. There's a couple of full write-ups on this if you want to get a little bit more detailed about it, but it was just one of those things that we didn't touch on through all the E3 stuff that I wanted to go back to, because this was actually announced on the 10th, and I just haven't gotten the chance to actually talk about this one yet.
Oh. I mean, there was a couple animes that were announced over the last week. Chainsaw Man is finally getting an anime adaptation, and man, oh man, does it look gruesome. I mean, having chainsaws for arms kind of sucks because you can't hug your kids, but you can hug
Edward Scissorhands.
Yeah, you can hug the bad guys, and it is kind of gory. It is very, very gory. Hopefully, in the near future, I have a chance to purchase a digital copy of Demon Slayer Infinity Train, but that's still in theaters, by the way.
It's eating up the money right now. Like, it is killing it. In fact, it has actually made them decide that the game that they're making, they are going to do an American release for it because of how well the film is doing in theaters out here.
I believe it just dropped a trailer actually last week. And it has some gameplay, and it looks really good. Looks pretty freaking clean. Like you get to explore I believe this is Edo era. I'm unsure of the era, but the animation style looks really nice. To explore a nice feudal Japan that has postmodern, trying to modernize style cities, and then it goes through the entire arc of the anime from start to finish. Well, current.
So is this something that if you haven't seen all the anime, you think it's going to be like like a lot of spoils, and so you have to make sure you're caught up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it goes over from start to now. So if you're not caught up, this will catch you up. Like it coincides alongside it. Yes. It goes over each of the arcs. Even runs into my baby boy Inosuke. Like even right here, it's showcasing the first set of demons that are an actual problem to Tanjiro. And like this is. It looks like it's going to be a fun little beat 'em up style game. I'm excited. This looks like fun. So what's this? I see all of this over here on the right.
Okay, so this is Skymark. They're a airliner company, and they're working with a Pokemon company, and yeah, all that to the right. Go and start clicking on that and flipping through all that. This is the new Pokemon Jet. We've had Pokemon Jets in the past, but this is the new one. This is the next big one that's going to be going out there.
And then it even comes with a nice little complimentary face mask, which I would not open up. I'd have my own. I would keep the shit out of this.
Right. And go ahead and make sure you keep going through, because there are even more images than what they're showing here. There's even a special Kit Kat.
There's a special covered Kit Kat. So Hershey's back in this then.
Is Kit Kat Hershey's?
Also, you got a compliment.
Oh, thank you for the compliment. I think it's a nice shirt.
It is a nice shirt.
It's got Bigfoot all over it. There's another Bigfoot
I never
shirt.
noticed that it had Bigfoot. It was hidden amongst the leaves.
There's another Bigfoot shirt I want. It's just a T-shirt, but it's him flipping you off, saying maybe you're the one that's not real.
Maybe I'm not, man. Maybe I'm not. Some very good stellar shots, and then there's the kiosk to get you into your plane. Aww.
They did like a whole video where there was a bunch of dancing Pikachus outside the airliner. And everything. There they are. So.
Wow.
I think that's the end of it, because now you're just hitting
regular.
Yeah, I think so. But yeah, so if you're flying where this company is, which is mostly Japanese flights, you'll be able to check out some Pikachu stuff here coming up. Like I said, there's been other Pokemon jet airliners before, but this is their new big one with all kinds of stuff. Yeah, I think that's the end of it. That was cute.
Yeah. Very cute. Pokemon does do wonderful things out there in Japan, and I would like to go and visit their major Tokyo Pokemon Center if I happen to head out there, just because it is 2 stories of just a lot of product and a lot of interesting things.
Yeah, there's like 80 of these.
Go.
Okay, so the first ever Lego Con happened, and I missed it. Work got in the way. But,
I didn't even know this was going to be a thing.
yeah, I saw it on Twitter, and they had one of those things where it's like, if you like this, we'll tweet at you updates of when it's going on and whatnot. And so I did
right
that.
on.
So you can actually watch the show, or you can get just the recap, which we have the recap up here. Some of the highlights from this, as you scroll down, I'll have it on my screen as well here.
Okay.
We got the NASA Space Shuttle Discovery.
They had a space shuttle a long time ago that was
They've had a
just...
couple.
Yeah, that was just like plain Jane, didn't look like it. This actually looks like an actual space shuttle.
And when I was a kid, I got one of the ones that was probably about that tall, and it was just the single,
Yeah.
because it was the cylinder.
Yeah.
And that was it. I still have it somewhere.
Yeah. This, on the other hand, this actually looks really cool. And I'm very happy that they're including this tool with their sets now.
Yeah, it comes with every set, which is great because you never know whose set's going to be their first set. But then it's also like people like me that own multiple sets. It's like, how many of these fucking things do I have? But I remember when I first ever got one of those things, it was like glorious, and it was like, oh, this is
Too much power.
The tool.
Yeah, this is too much power.
I am inevitable.
You know what? I wouldn't. Oh, I would. Oh. So someone in the chat mentioned to get the biggest Snorlax, and I'm like, Snorlax beanbag chair. I would.
Oh
like
yeah,
that.
I saw this one. I was being like,
Wow,
that's
that's
amazing.
Snorlax beanbag chair. Either that or a Gengar one with his mouth open.
Where you like you're inside it? Yeah, I think I saw that one too.
I'm gonna make sure it exists. And
No, I'm pretty sure I've seen it.
I wonder how much it is. I wonder how much it is. Yeah. Ooh. Oh wait, it's just the breakaway set. So it would be $46 plus $230.
Yay!
Yay.
So awesome. Yay. Is that a
It's a
Doge?
cover.
Is that a Doge?
That's Doge. You like Degs?
Can I buy that with Dogecoin? Let me
Soon.
buy it with Dogecoin.
There's the Snorlax one. 150. Okay, I would rather pay $150 for that.
Chat's going nuts about the bear couch too.
The bear couch, yeah, the bear couch too. Look at that! Look at this is a sleepy bear.
Yeah.
And then Triceratops, but I would like it. Don't tempt me.
Okay. Back to Legos.
Back to Legos. Boop boop. Oh,
Spoilers.
Almost. I no one saw nothing.
People can rewind. All right, so yeah, they're doing the Space Shuttle Discovery. That's a $200 set.
Building it in space.
Yeah, which sounds amazing until you start going, where'd that piece I lost go? Oh crap! Oh crap! Oh crap!
Yeah.
But yeah, so there's also new Harry Potter sets. They've been redoing a lot of the old Harry Potter sets. They've been adding things that they skipped the first time around, so that's kind of cool. They also talked about Lego Masters, which is, I think, coming back for another season. I have yet to actually sit down and watch it, which kind of bummed me out.
If they were saying we're going to destroy your now hold on, there was a thing where it was like we want the biggest best explosion. I'm like, that's cool, but if you're doing it to every single build they do, that bums me out, man.
I don't know. I think maybe that's what happens to the losers. I'm not sure. I haven't actually watched the show yet.
Oh, that would make sense.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet. So
Yeah, that would make sense. If it was the losers, yeah, I guess I could see.
They also touched on Lego House, which is actually where they held the con as well. They said that the host took it upon themselves to show you around and give you a backstage access to the masterpiece gallery, including the big dinosaur builds, and discovered our top 5 things to see at Lego House, including mini chef robots, the tree of creativity, and the Lego waterfall in the red zone of the Lego House. All kinds of really cool stuff there. And then they debuted the new Lego Technic Lamborghini Scion. Is that how you said it? Scion? Scion? Okay, FKP 37. It's a 1/1 scale. This thing.
Wait, 1/1 scale? This is a big thing then?
I mean, this says 1:1. Is that not 1-1? Am I understanding
Yep, a
this wrong?
life-size supercar made entirely of Lego bricks.
Okay, so the one you were clicking on is not the 1-1.
Yeah.
That's the one you buy at home. That's
Yeah.
the little one.
Okay.
That's the $340 one.
Okay.
When you scroll down further, you'll see the 1-1.
Okay.
That's the 1-1.
Oh!
But yeah, if you want to build one at home that is not 1-1 scale, it's $379.99. These car ones always seem to be kind of pricey.
Yeah. And then, a piano!
I also like that it lights up. The 1-1 scales.
Yeah.
Headlights light up. Yeah, the piano, which I do believe is fully interactive with like the keys and like adjusting the seat and whatnot, but I could be wrong. So that one's sitting at $350.
Isn't there an active typewriter?
That's the next thing.
Oh! Oh!
I've already seen some people that have this set and are talking about how this is their next build. I was actually talking to someone on Twitter about it. This looks amazing. I am a little iffy on how. So they say it's working.
Yeah.
And they show like the paper and whatnot, but
Yeah.
I'm
You just got to make sure that you have the right thing, and then when you load up the ribbon, you get them all inked up, and then you...
Yeah, that's my question. Is like, is there a ribbon? Are you actually inking your Legos here? And like, interesting.
I mean, does it say that there's an active... yeah, it doesn't exactly say so, but... Oh! And then, of course, they're recyclables.
Yeah, they're
changing.
saying one of our main priorities in the next few years is to play our part in building a sustainable future by doing all we can to have a positive impact on the environment. Building with
Good.
Lego bricks means that sometimes you create something amazing and sometimes you struggle and need to start again, and that's okay. It's also what makes it so wonderful that you can build and rebuild again and again. We're applying that same mindset to the sustainability challenges we face. We don't know exactly how we're going to make Lego bricks from new materials, but we're up for the challenge and are excited to give it a go. So I think, they show the bottle here, they show the bits, and then they show the Legos. I think one of the things they're probably going to do, if I know any company out there that's being smart about this stuff, is probably start targeting the plastic that's in the ocean. So
Yeah.
we got some of our smaller things too. The First Adventure,
Minecraft.
which is a Minecraft one. That one's a $70 one, which is nice. I always found it funny that Minecraft ended up becoming a Lego set because it's like, yeah, I mean, they're already Legos.
Yeah, you could just build it in... it's fine. This next one kind of gives me a Polly Pocket vibe.
Yeah, before we get to that, I wanted to... Right there. Oh, right there. This is why I need control. I love the pig waterfall.
Oh, yeah.
I have no urge to get any of the Lego Minecraft sets,
But you want
except
the-
this one because I want the pig waterfall.
You like pig.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Now the Polly Pocket thing.
Now the Polly Pocket thing. This is like what was originally targeted at girls, and like it was called Lego Girls or Lego...
I think it was Lego Best Friends or something.
That's it. And then they kind of changed it from being targeted to girls to, hey, whoever wants to buy it, you now have any best
Legos
friend.
are for everyone.
Yeah, Legos are for everyone. So they kind of dialed back on that and said, here's a whole bunch of different sets that involve that. Yeah. Here's more characters, and I haven't really paid too much attention to it, but they seem to continue on with Lego Designer, which is, starting up. It seems to be from a more youthful age, and they're wanting to, I don't want to say have a narrative, but that seems to be how it is with, we spent some time with Ellen, so you get a glimpse into a typical working day and how she finds inspiration to create magical Lego Friends sets. So it seems that she's wanting to, I don't want to say bring in a narrative, but bring in character development between the characters that are going to be out for this.
Before you go too far.
Yep.
What you're also seeing here with this is it's got one of the mystery packs back up right there. One of the mystery packs next to it. Lego's done a lot with the mystery packs now.
They're on like 17th series for
I'm
their
not even
singles.
Sure, but they've got all kinds of minis, and they're from kind of all walks of what is available for Lego. I mean, I've seen people pull out Harry Potter. I've seen people pull out Minecraft. I've seen a little bit of all of it. So, here we go. Next.
All right. Ninjago. I remember building one of these sets with one of my friends a long time ago, back when Ninjago first started up. It was okay. It was very small because it didn't have... They didn't have very many big sets for Ninjago back in the day. But now I'm sure that they have something now.
Yeah, they've been doing the shows and the movies and whatnot, and now they've got a new season for the show.
Good,
so I'm
good.
sure with that will come more sets. As requested by fans is the next one.
Whoop. Luigi.
Yeah, we had already had the Mario set. This is actually a really interesting thing. These are interactive, so there's there's like the characters are battery powered, and there's little plates throughout the things you build that have them react different ways, so their eyes change.
Mm-hmm. And when you like hop onto them, you hear that coin bounce. And
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really wholesome thing.
So fans pointed out the thing that fans have been pointing out for years, and that's Luigi kind of gets the short end of the stick out of this whole Mario Bros thing.
And his games are doing better than Mario's right now, anyways.
I mean, who doesn't like a good haunted mansion?
You're right.
So.
Mario.
So yeah, they introduced Luigi and a new colored Yoshi. I think it's pink. Yeah. Now this we already talked about this child or spoilers for Mandalorian season 2 Grogu set. We've already talked about this one before, but they talked about some more Star Wars stuff. In fact, there's I think 3 new Mandalorian sets, including the Razor's Crest, which is pretty freaking awesome, and it's a pretty big one.
Is that the name of his ship?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's what it is. Razor's Crest.
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's what it is.
Yeah.
And then we got the Volvo dump truck here. I was always a Tonka kid myself, but whatever.
Yeah,
You know.
Tonka truck.
So they did the Lego Technic Driving Challenge, which is actually kind of interesting. They say a lot of jelly, but they were basically trying to do like a driving championship with the trucks.
Cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks really nice. Like, I'm actually surprised that I'm hoping this works because it looks like it has this like one of those slide whistle type things.
A hydraulic.
Well, no. Well, yes, but
Hydraulic arm.
It looks like it's not going to be actual hydraulic. Though.
Well, no, have to fill it with hydraulic fluid.
Fricker.
And then llama, which I know nothing about. That's L.L.A.M.A.
What does it mean? Because
Um,
usually that's an
llama.
acronym. Lego.
Yeah, I don't know, but they ended the show with a musical performance from them. I don't know anything about llama.
I'm clicking their little thing that they have here. Maybe there's something here.
But
Oh, no.
I mean, that looks kind of cool. Huh. I mean, Sock says, oh yeah, the music one.
Here we go. Backstage with llama. What does it mean? Tell me, what do the numbers mean?
I mean, it's a person in a llama hat.
What do the numbers mean, Mason? Alright, I guess it just has some meaning that we'll never know.
Well, Lego's always done these cool things, right? I remember back in the day that they made like a Lego camera that you could plug into your computer to film like stop motion with your Legos, and nowadays they've got like the interactive app, and I'm thinking that's what this is. This is another one of those interactive app things. So they're trying to get you to do like music with the Legos. But if you wanted to watch the show, like we said, all you have to do is go to Lego's website for the first ever con. You can still watch it now. I think I'm pulling it up. I already got it going.
Oh, okay.
I'm just checking the time on it.
Oh, wow.
What?
I just was looking at the little village.
Oh, the Hogsmeade.
Yeah.
It's
Chamber of Secrets.
It's like 2 minutes 8 seconds shy of 2 hours.
Whoa!
So
That's a big
all
con.
kinds of Lego goodies to check out. I'll probably actually sit down and watch it. I meant to watch it live. I just didn't have the chance. So I'll probably sit down and actually watch this. So if there's anything they didn't cover in the recap I feel needs to be talked about, I'll get back for you guys by next. Well, not next week. While we're talking about that, we might as well touch on it. Next week is 4th of July.
Yes.
Which is already one reason why we would take the day off. But the secondary reason is you have to work.
Yes.
So we will not be doing an episode next week. We'll release a little blurb for anyone that misses this recording to let them know, I'm sorry, we're not here.
Please leave a message at the beep, and then there is no beep.
It's just the void screaming back at you for once. So we'll miss you guys next week, but we'll be back the following week after that. So if there's anything I see in this that I feel we should have touched on and we didn't, I will definitely hit you guys with that then.
For sure.
All right. Oh, God, so many sets I want.
Yeah.
All right.
That's so nice looking. Like these are unique pieces. Like you don't see these types of pieces ever. Like I remember when it used to just be the 4x2 skinny, the 4x2 thick, the 2x2 skinny. That it was only maybe 15, 20 different types of pieces. That was it. Like you would have the weird slanted one. That was the specialty one. But now you got this, where it's pieces that you've never seen before. Well, I mean, it kind of happened with Bionicle, would you say, would be the original one that had the very strange bits out of proportion, where it wasn't regular Lego pieces at all. It looks nice.
You ready for me to blow your mind about something, though?
My mind is blown.
So you know what the Duplo
box? Yeah, the big child ones? Yeah. They work with regular Legos.
They work with regular Legos. So if you're building a big project, you can actually use them as filler.
Cool.
That is not what I want. I was trying to get an image up. Never mind. Yes, you can use the Duplo big blocks with the little Legos. So your building capabilities keep going. Someone in the chat said Lego Tilted Towers. I noticed that before, and I was kind of on a roll, so I didn't go back to it. Not sure what you're talking about, but there's been plenty of Lego towers.
I'm pretty sure with a lot of now Legos, you can get. Oh,
why are you showing this already?
I'm sorry.
Quit moving on when we're still talking about the previous thing.
It was just going to be 2 seconds of, it's interesting to know that you can put a whole bunch of things on the outside or on the inside and build around it to make nice tilted towers or an entire frickin' city. Now can I move on?
Yes, now you can move on.
Okay. I saw a couple of these.
Now if you scroll all the way down, there's the image, and we'll just pull that up and we'll talk big about it.
Okay.
So, and thank you to Grosslu00 on Twitter for screenshotting this from, I think Reddit, I would assume, or maybe another post. I'm not sure. So someone named Crawleywood has spent a lot of time making converting the N64 GoldenEye game to be playable in Far Cry 5 as a mod.
Yes, and I've seen the dam, and I'm like, ooh, this looks real good, real clean.
Now, they did release a remake of GoldenEye with Daniel Craig.
Yes.
That was actually kind of fun, but it would be cool to have like the old school game with today's graphics and abilities. So, now what I read said this YouTuber had spent years remaking GoldenEye inside of Far Cry 5. And it's all officially been pulled offline. They have their full statement here where they're saying, Ubisoft send me a mail because they got one from MGM. I think the reason is that this project becomes more popular after 3 years now, and because of IGN, Kotaku, thank you, etc., made an article. Many people know about it now. Yes, what can I say? It's really sad, but my work isn't deleted. So Ubisoft did have to pull it off of the servers.
Yeah.
But they say that my work isn't deleted because I saved levels on my PS4/5, on PlayStation Plus Cloud, and on a USB stick. I don't know if there's a legal way for me to upload them again because I'm now on their radar. Because I'm on their radar now, I think. And I get it's kind of this whole thing of MGM owns the game through the fact that they own Bond. Rare probably doesn't have enough say to come in and do anything about it. Nintendo probably doesn't have enough say to come in and do anything about it. It all probably comes down to MGM. Maybe once MGM, if this deal goes through and becomes owned by Amazon, maybe Amazon can make a decision. But I get it's trademark stuff, but it's trademark stuff you're not doing anything with. This guy made a mod. Just let him do it. Like,
I mean, yeah, but it's using the intellectual properties. They don't care.
Yeah, but see, there's plenty of people we've seen do things like that, and those other companies don't say anything.
Right.
MGM's kind of being a butthole.
MGM is being a butthole, but I would love to have this. I would have loved to have downloaded it and then unplugged from the internet so that way it wouldn't have disappeared, kind of like PT.
Right.
But
so I guess it's one of those things. Excuse me, sorry. It'll be one of those things that you'll start seeing people just like passing it around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
So, but there was this guy. Be careful scrolling on Twitter.
That's fine.
This guy went through, or girl, this person went through and kind of broke down everything along the steps and then got the actual message.
The videos are still up, thankfully, because they're not monetized. It was just it is a showcase of information, so that they are still within their rights of fair use.
Did they use the music?
They did not use the music. I think they used a remix.
Okay, I was gonna say because if they use the music, technically they could at least make the videos muted. MGM could be that much of a ball.
Yeah. I think they
Okay.
I think they remixed it a little bit because it wasn't the same. Okay. I think it was like
Interesting.
yeah, something like that.
This would have been fun. This would have been something I would have done. I would have gone through and actually grabbed a hold of this and played it.
I think he had all of it done. Yeah.
Yeah, they finally finished it, and
Damn.
now it's done.
Well, good news, as he said, you can still play it on how to get them on PC because unofficial mods, they're just as long as they're not being marketed, I think you're okay with it because it's whatever.
Yeah.
So I think on PC you'll still be able to nab them. Hopefully sometime soon. Be sure to follow this individual to keep up with the information on that.
All right.
I'm gonna go downstairs and grab that while you go ahead and. Do you want to talk about the first set of?
Sure.
Okay.
Do your jingle though.
Ba-da-bup, shoe news.
I'm not gonna do your jingle. You came up with it.
You're right. After I was very resilient against it.
As he goes to grab the thing he forgot, which I reminded him about.
Hi, I have a mental disability. I'm very, very sorry.
I'm going to talk about this week's first section of Shoe News. I don't know about anyone else, but I'm a huge Power Rangers fan, and we've got all kinds of Power Rangers goodies. As usual, our Shoe News is coming from Sneaker News. Go and check them out because we just cover the pop culture stuff. They have much, much more for all you sneakerheads out there. So these ones are going to be Mighty Morphin Power Rangers crossed with Reeboks. They come out in 2 days. They say to check the Reebok website for releases. So we got the Red Ranger. We've got prices for the Red Ranger is $160. We've got, what is this one? Is this the Black Ranger? Okay. That one's sitting at $150.
Yep.
Then we got the yellow, which this right here with everything that's going on.
Tiger.
I was gonna say yeah, it's Sabretooth, and then I saw it there. So this is the Yellow Ranger, but it's got the Sabretooth Tiger thing going on. Those are only $100 because those are the Reebok Eclipse C's. And then we've got the Pink Ranger.
I like the Pink Rangers a lot.
Which is $120. The big blockiness on the back, it would fuck with me while walking.
I think it'd be fine because it's a little close to the heel. I like having a big fuck off heel. I don't know.
I would feel it like touching like my chair, and I don't know. These ones are really cool.
Oh man, that little flourish on the top. I didn't notice it at first.
So
the Megazord.
Yeah, those are the Megazords sitting at $180.
It doesn't go over the blue one, did it?
It doesn't go over the blue one, but here's an action shot of all of them where you can see the blue one.
Yeah.
And I was a little bummed. No Green Ranger.
Yeah, no green. Well, for now.
Now,
Who's to say that the second collection isn't going to have something?
what do you think happens when you get them all together?
It makes one big shoe. But I think the boxes.
The boxes do seem to all be the different parts.
Yeah, there's the left leg,
The
right
leg.
leg. Go back up and see the pink because that should be the left arm.
So there's 2 legs.
Yeah.
There's
Go back up a little bit more. No, that's the
that's
head.
the head. Pink's the head.
So then the black arm. Yeah, that's the shoulder.
Okay.
And then the red is arm.
Okay. So then
So
what's torso?
Torso, I think, is the Megazord itself. The Megazord shoe itself is probably the body. Oh,
Here's a couple more looks at them.
Oh, that looks nice.
Now, if you want to check out photos of these, go to Sneaker News. Type in the fast search engine. Just look up the Power Rangers Reeboks. They'll pop up for you. I like the
Little insignia on the back.
on the back with the
all of them.
dinosaur. Yeah. That looks good.
All these don't look bad.
Yeah.
Like, I think the only one that I think is a badger to, not necessarily me, but to you is probably the Pink Ranger.
I just don't like the thing on the back.
Yeah.
I'm not a big fan of Velcro, but
Well, I think it's laces with Velcro covering. Oh, no, it is just straight up
it's
Velcro.
Velcro.
Yeah. And the other bit of shoe news. So, Space Jam just caught out on HBO Max this week?
No, I think it comes out this coming week.
This coming week.
Because Conjuring's still on there.
Right. And through Trolley, a gummy company, has made mother-frickin' sneakers.
Trolley makes all kinds of weird... Have you seen their terrifying-ass commercial?
With the sloth/llama weird creature?
No.
Okay.
I'll have to look that one up. No, this one's like this weird, like, stop-motion tree that's, like, got a bag of Trolley and, like, the candies are singing. And he reaches in and he pulls it out and they're, like, crawling all over his hand. And they, like, crawl up his body and they're singing Sorry About Your Hand. And then they crawl into his mouth and he eats them. It is fucking terrifying.
What the fuck? I mean, it will never probably be as creepy as Puppy Monkey Baby.
Puppy Monkey Baby's funny.
It was...
It's one of those things where I'm sitting there going, I'm really glad that I wasn't like a heavy, like, you know, I'm glad I didn't go through and like do acid and shit, because I feel like that would be one of those things that triggers you. There's some man somewhere in his house screaming because he was watching basic cable and that commercial came on.
And he's eating gummy bears or gummy worms.
So, yeah. Good?
Trolley's amazing.
I'm going to bring these up close. They're actually rather detailed.
Yeah. Focus. There you go. That's going to take like 2 seconds to focus back on us, but...
Ain't nobody want to focus on us.
You're right. I mean, it's not like it would do us any good.
You actually have one more in here, though. I don't know. That's not your last news. Did you not get the anime one?
Nah.
Oh. We already touched on it.
It's just another pair of anime shoes with anime eyes on the bottom. They're a really nice color of blue, but that's all I would have said about it is anime eyes on the bottom, pretty nice shade of blue with white. These are actually really fucking good. I almost KO'd an entire bag on my way home from work yesterday.
So, I actually really like the gummy bears from 7-Eleven. The 7-Eleven brand gummy bears. Those are really good.
Yeah, those are pretty good. What was the ones that we had a problem with? Was it the dragon ones? I think we just had a bad bag of them. But
I don't remember.
But there was one that we got during, I think, that time when we went to 7-Eleven, and I was like, fuck it, I'll pick up a couple things of snacks before we watch the movies. And we picked up, I want to say they were dragons. And they just tasted a little weird.
Yeah, maybe. I don't remember.
I don't either. But
all right, what we got next?
No fucking way!
Well, this has already been out. Shout did it. And you can get it on DVD. That's not what we're talking about this.
Oh, I didn't even know it was out on DVD.
Mm-hmm.
Oh!
Buy this on Amazon.
Oh!
That's not why we're talking about this.
Okay.
They officially announced the next Transformers movie. Mm-hmm. Sugar-free or gross. Yeah, also, the thing they use to make sugar-free gummy bears is a natural diuretic, and will make you crap yourself.
And I may have already mentioned this before, but if you watch a man named L.A. Beast eat 5 pounds of them, yeah. If it's
then he recorded the aftermath, which was...
Yeah, good news it's censored, but not the sounds.
I didn't need that part.
No, nobody did, but for science.
So the reason why I've got Beast Wars up here.
Okay.
They finally announced the next live-action Transformers film is going to be Transformers Rise of the Beasts, which will finally introduce the Beast Wars mythology to the film franchise.
Okay.
So, when did you check out on the films?
After the second one.
I made it to the first Mark Wahlberg one, and then I was like, I'm done. But everyone says that the Bumblebee movie was actually really good. And what the company's done is they've decided to take a step back, and they take more time between making the films. They don't rush them anymore. They've actually kind of turned it into a competition against the writers and directors and whatnot. And so basically, like, I think it might have actually been this one, the Beast Wars movie that we're going to be getting, The Rise of the Beasts, where they the way they broke it down is they were having people submit them scripts for the next movie idea, and they took it down to like being 2 finalists. Like, I think it was actually 2 teams, two script writing teams, and basically kept telling them what they didn't like about the scripts, and had them coming back until they finally picked one of them as like essentially the winner in a sense, and getting to do the script. So hopefully this ends up being really good. But we're gonna see this goofy shit in that big CG live action. I'm really interested to see what these goofy, bad early 90s Saturday morning cartoon CG characters look like with today's CG power of making them look like real world things.
Yes, and I mean, you got a cheetah, and then you got Wespinator. Terrorize. you know.
So
I am very keen for this. I like Beast Wars. I watched maybe first 2 seasons before moving my morning. I think they moved the morning block, so I would wake up after it aired. I would never have the time. Either that or it was as school was starting.
I was trying to see if anyone's done like a hard CG on it. So I looked up what would Beast Wars look like in real life, and most of what people are doing is using the toys, because the toys actually did kind of look better than the cartoon.
Yeah.
But I'm not seeing any actual. No one's actually taking the time to do any real fan art on it.
How many seasons did this have? Because it says season 1 up top. I want to say it might have been just 2 seasons, but
I don't remember. Let's see. 3.
Okay.
3 seasons for a total of 52 episodes.
All right, bad.
Yeah. So yeah, they came out on DVD because of Shout. I don't think they did a Blu-ray release. I think they only did a DVD release.
Yeah, I don't think it would benefit any from a Blu-ray anyways.
Well, question, do you think they should 4K revamp old cartoons?
Certain ones, yes.
Okay, well, go ahead and close this one and look at the next one.
But...
Because Transformers, the movie, 35th Anniversary Limited Edition Steelbox 4K UHD Blu-ray is coming. You can pre-order it. They actually dropped the price on this, and everyone that already pre-ordered it is going to get the new price. They're fixing that. So you can pre-order it through Amazon.
Nice.
I might add this to my collection, especially because it's Steelbox, and you know me and my Steelboxes.
Yeah, you like your Steelboxes.
They're beautiful. They're great. I love it.
Yeah, you can hit someone over the head with it.
I do believe this one comes from Shout as well. Yep, there they are. Bottom left. There you go.
Okay. Cool. Sick. I like that. I like it a lot. And the cover looks pretty nice, too.
Mm-hmm.
What is it? Is Allspark?
I don't remember what it is. It might be the Allspark. I do remember spoilers from this movie from, 90-something?
I don't know. It's 2005.
Wait, 35th anniversary. No, it'd have to be 80s? The year's 2000.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. Then, yeah.
Quick math. I can't do it.
Boom. Quick math.
It'd be the 80s.
Yeah.
Point is, spoiler from the movie from the 80s. This
86.
86, there you go. So this thing is known for, everyone that went and saw this in theaters was just fucking destroyed. Because I do believe it's in this, but they kill off Optimus, right?
I don't know.
I think it's this one where they kill off Optimus and everyone lost their fucking minds.
But this was one of those. I've never actually seen this.
This is one of those ones where it was the cartoon became the movie, and it went people went fucking nuts to go see it in theaters. Because it was very seldom that a cartoon transcended to the big screen like that. It was normally the big screen transcended to the small screen. That hurt like hell. If it wasn't this one, then it's the other one down there. No, go back up. What are those right there? No. That is that.
30th anniversary. So this was.
Oh, so that's the same thing. Okay.
Yeah, same thing, just earlier.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think this is the one where they killed Optimus.
But I mean, number 1 bestseller right now in anime. Mm-hmm. Where I'm like, okay, it knocked off The Long Halloween Part 1 and Part 2.
Need to get those.
Mm-hmm. Those are great side by sides.
Yeah, that'll look cool to put those next to each other.
And of course, the complete series of Cowboy Bebop right there behind them.
All right, where are we at next?
Boop. This one you said you wanted my live.
He hasn't watched this yet, so turn down to where it won't pick up on the mic and pay attention. So, this is the second trailer for Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings. We get a little bit of the backstory. I don't know if you want captions on or not. You get a little bit of the backstory for the character in this and his struggles with his father. There's plenty of articles out there that will explain and break all this down for you a little bit more. What I really like is we saw a lot more of the Marvel Universe, kind of the stuff in the Marvel Universe that we've either A, forgotten about, or B, ignored up to this point. Also, really cool training where two people are just beating the crap out of you with sticks. Some good fight scenes, some good CGI, good practical effects. I'm liking it, but there's a couple things I'm going to point out to you, and when we get to them, and I just can't wait for your reaction. I don't want it to be too quiet for the podcast listeners, but this also gives you a reason to check out the live stream, because I can't keep pandering at this point. He's watching the trailer.
Yeah.
Just gonna let him watch the trailer.
Yeah.
Sorry, podcast listeners. Come watch the show.
Yeah, come watch the show.
That was a big tiger thing. That appears to be Fing Fang Foom.
Okay.
Wait. Oh, is that Abomination fighting Wong?
Oh! They're just busting out Abomination.
I mean,
In the middle of a weird nightclub?
Like some weird fight club type of thing.
Yeah, there are people there cheering and...
And why is Wong here? And Abomination's here. Abomination was on the raft, but you've got that question of, was there anyone manning the raft for 5 years?
Yeah, I probably escaped and sunk into the sewers, kind of like how...
I mean, the raft is in the fucking ocean, but yeah.
Yeah, I mean, he's aquatic, right? He can breathe water.
He's
right?
not
Right?
aquatic. He's Tim Roth. That's all he is.
Yeah. It's fine. But, okay, and then, yeah. Huh.
Which also, with Wong being here, I feel like this is more stuff building up to...
Multiverse?
Multiverse Madness.
Because what if he's not the real Wong?
Well, I don't think it's like a different dimensions Wong. I think it's going to be Wong's off doing shit for Doctor Strange, and we're going to see a little bit of this in this.
Because, I mean, Abomination is a act against all forms of science. So, yeah, I guess that would be his jurisdiction to a small degree.
I mean, it may not even be about Abomination. Abomination just may be what Wong's being forced to fight because he got caught looking at something else.
Oh, fair
Very
enough.
James Bond thing. We catch you. Instead of killing you with a single bullet to the head, we make you go fight some crazy thing.
Or a weird, very slow laser beam that's probably going to try and castrate you before it kills you.
Yeah.
I've never understood that.
No, Mr. Bond, I expect you to die. If you want to click on that, I haven't actually sat down and watched that. That's trailer 2 for the Suicide Squad. Ooh, it's not Red Band, is it? Doesn't look like it.
Even if it was, it's all usually audio. We'd be fine.
I'm just making sure we're okay with Twitch rules. But yes, the man that almost killed Superman. I think that this is going to be really good, and this is going to be one of the ones we watch from the HBO direct releases.
Yeah, and I mean, this Waller, amazing.
So she was Waller in the other Suicide Squad movie, the one that I disown and won't touch on.
Yep.
But no, she's great.
A reprisal role for someone who is a stone-faced individual who's like, I acknowledge you can kill me, but you do that, your whole life is gone, so you better make it the last thing you fucking do.
I mean, there's really only a couple people that have made it, or 2 people that have made it from that other Suicide Squad movie to this one, and that's Waller and... Are you laughing about Weasel?
Yeah. He looks over to the left, and I'm just like, the derpy eyes gets me.
He's not a werewolf, he's a weasel. This looks like it's going to be a blast. James Gunn is still in the middle of doing the Peacemaker show also.
Weasel is Gunn's brother, yeah?
Yeah, Sean Gunn is the body double or stand-in or whatever for Weasel.
Okay. I mean, this looks great.
It's looking like it's going to be fun.
God. This looks like fun.
Mm-hmm. Seeing a little bit more of Capaldi's character. Seeing a little bit more of the kaiju. But I don't really know how to explain how happy I am that he got to come over here and do this, because this guy, I feel like he kind of looked at the comics and went, yeah, I can do that, versus the other people that look at the comics and go, oh, you can do that better, and then fuck things up.
Oh, drastically, because I watched the first 12 to 15 minutes of the OG Suicide Squad. It would have been if we were watching it for movie night, I'm pretty sure it would have been an audible.
Can you rewind that a little bit?
Uh-huh.
You just missed the little fun part. So they're trying to talk to King Shark on the walkie-talkie.
Bird.
Also, the fact that they called Ratcatcher 2 Ratatouille. I liked that.
I'm here for it. I think both of us can be unanimous on DC movies as of late have been kind of lackluster, except for the animated.
I haven't enjoyed a DC live action since Dark Knight.
Yeah. Dark Knight Rises.
To be fair, before anyone tries to kill me, I haven't watched Wonder Woman yet, and I haven't watched Aquaman yet.
Okay, I watched Aquaman. Aquaman's fine. Okay. I wouldn't say it was stellar.
So you're not like, oh my god, Aquaman 2?
Neutral. Okay. Just because I'm also not a DC fan. I will admit my faults of I just don't like DC's.
You cannot be a fan. I've tried to show you where I feel they're at some of their best.
Yes. And with what you've shown me, such as I would love to see a live action version of Hush, how that would be emotionally drawn, but they did that in animation, so that's a very
it's one of those things where I'm like, the Arrowverse is the only live action I've been happy with, and it's like they keep doing all these different Batman shows. You know, they did Gotham, which was like, it's not a Batman show, but it's a Batman show.
It's a alternate universe.
Well, that's not what I'm talking about, but yeah. But like, it was like, hey, we're not going to do a Batman show, and the whole fucking thing is about him basically, slowly becoming Batman as Gordon's going around getting his ass kicked.
Where's Rachel?
And then they're like, we're going to do this Pennyworth show, and like, that's well before Batman, but it's like, Alfred out there being a badass, and it's like, why not just do a Batman show? Like, you guys so badly want to do a Batman show, just do a Batman show, and then they could touch on all these, like, things like Hush and whatnot. Build up to all that, Because look at what Arrow was able to do, and look what Flash was able to do. And now we've got what? We've got Arrow ended, but we got Flash, we got Constantine, kind of. We got Legends of Tomorrow, we got Supergirl, and what's the new one? There's another one. There's a new one. I can't think of what it is. Oh, it's the Superman one, the Superman and Lois, the new one.
Oh, okay.
But yet we still don't have a Batman show. They've never done a live action Batman show other than Adam West's 66 show, which is great and fun and campy in its own way. And I own the fucking box set and I love it. And I gotta put new batteries in it because it died because I pressed the button too many times. You press the button, it plays part of the Batman theme song.
Okay.
But it's just one of those things like, why are we not? Because Batman's for the big screen. Batman's the one where they know they can put butts in the seats.
Not anymore.
People are fucking going nuts for that. The new, what's it just called? The Batman, the Pattinson.
That's movie. Fine. But I'm just saying, after the flop that was Batman vs Superman,
movie still fucking.
Okay, even though it sold well, it did not get received well.
Two things. One, that movie made a shit ton of money while also being the biggest decrease in what it made from day one to day two in Warner Brothers history.
Okay.
Because of how badly people hate it. Two, at the beginning of this podcast, you used to argue with me that money meant it was a success.
I said it's a success, but you are correct. It is a success, but you can have a failure of a success.
True.
You can buy a shit ton of Furbies. Doesn't mean that it's a good product. Am I wrong?
Have you seen them without the skin?
Have you seen a Tickle Me Elmo without the skin?
That sounds terrifying. But back to the Batman thing. So, Man of Steel happened. Batman v Superman happened. Batman v Superman was trash, yet people still went and watched Justice League, which also ended up being trash. So everyone was dying to see the Snyder Cut, which is getting a Blu-ray release, by the way. What the hell? Get that out of my face. Why is it $217.71?
Because they're custom made.
But why the 71 cents? Why the 28 cents?
I don't know.
Oh, God, this is horrifying. You got to show Lauren this later.
Yeah, okay.
Especially the Furby ones.
Okay.
Spoilers. God, I don't like looking at it. So the movies have been financially successful, and they've built their broken, not exactly a universe. So Batman vs Superman is ill-received, and what do? They go and make Justice League, which is directly connected to all that, which also spans out into us getting Wonder Woman, Aquaman 2 is coming, Wonder Woman 2 happened. We're supposed to also get more stuff, and then you had Suicide Squad, which was like ripped, and so they were like, oh, well, we'll do a Harley Quinn movie, which was also ripped because it was, what is it, the bombastic Harley Quinn. The fuck was the name of that movie?
The Harley Quinn movie?
Yeah, it was the Birds of Prey movie. They had to rename it because the name was absolutely insane. Birds of Prey and the Fantabulous
Emancipation of One Harley Quinn.
Yeah. So originally that's what it was called, and they had to shorten it to Birds of Prey because nobody knew what the fuck the movie was. And that also like had mixed reviews. It's at a 79, which is good, but click on it. I mean, Google users are putting it at 78, and they like everything.
Yeah. Well, except for a couple things that I think are just Jesus Christ.
She's great as Harley.
She is marvelous, but
78
78
from the audience.
Some of the directions that they're taking her is kind of putting her in this. I don't want to call it a stasis, but that's kind of what it is.
I'm liking what I'm seeing from Gunn so far.
Oh, Gunn seems to be like, you have fun with it. You read these 3 comics. Let me know what you would do in this situation.
The other thing I like that I'm seeing in the trailers for Gunn's movie is they didn't go, hey, show everyone your ass and get undressed in front of the camera. She's like the Suicide Squad one did.
Yeah, she's dressed up. She's looking pretty good.
Like they made her an actual badass character rather than making her just a sex symbol. But so you're saying nobody wants a Batman movie, yet they keep being able to make millions off of each one of these movies that everyone fucking hates, and now they're doing the Pattinson movie, and everyone's going fucking nuts with that one. So the reality is, I think DC needs to take a breath. Take a step back.
And I mean, The Long Halloween is very successful.
Yeah, but their animated section's been doing great for a long time.
I know. I'm just saying, keep doing what you're doing with the animated. Don't go tooting your own horn in the wrong direction. You know?
I think, and the one time we finally do get Batman in the Arrowverse, it's a future Batman, and he's injured and can't be Batman anymore and all that. Like, for some reason, they won't give us TV Batman.
I'm injured and can't be Batman anymore.
You couldn't be Batman before you were injured.
I probably could.
You're not a billionaire.
I could be the cheap Batman.
It's called the Punisher.
Yes. That's probably why I connect to him so much. He's broke.
He's the broke Batman.
He's the broke Batman. And,
that kills.
And only does the job up to a maximum of 4 times.
Yeah.
Because fucking Jigsaw. Jesus Christ.
But, it's one of those things where it's like, for some reason, they won't make a Batman show, but they'll make, multiple Superman shows. They'll make multiple this, multiple that, I'm like, just give us... DC did good with TV, and they need to stick with the TV, I think. They need to actually build the entire universe on the television platform, because Marvel's fucking killing it in theaters and doing pretty good with TV. I mean, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was good, but it didn't blow up. Agent Carter was good, but it didn't blow up.
And then their Disney Plus shows
are exploding. But, I mean, your Warner Brothers, your AT&T, your HBO, your Cinemax, you're literally all these companies in one.
Work it out.
Just build us a fucking universe. Stop rebooting Batman.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, but this new Batman looks real dark. I'm like, that's what we said about Dark Knight. And it was dark, and it was great. But
don't reboot.
I don't know.
And then you go back even further. You got freaking... hell, even Batman and Robin was a little dark. Even with its neon glow.
So the whole reason why Batman and Robin and Batman Forever are the cartoony colors and whatnot that they are is because McDonald's threw a fit after Batman Returns.
Oh, that one too. Yes, that one would also be.
So Batman,
all of them are pretty dark in their own right, except for. Actually, no, they were all pretty freaking dark.
The 2 Schumacher ones really aren't that dark. The darkest thing is when Two-Face dies.
Okay.
Which they show off screen.
Okay, well...
Or which they don't show, that's like off screen.
And Robin kind of has a little bit of, like, detrimental, I'm freezing people to death.
Robin?
And Robin.
Oh, you're meaning Batman and Robin. I thought you were saying and Robin does this. I'm like,
No.
What the fuck movie did you watch?
No, Batman and Robin did
Gotcha.
that.
So you're talking Mr. Freeze is freezing
Mr.
people.
Freeze is freezing people.
But if you think about
to death.
they always get defrosted. No one ever
They
actually
do.
dies from that.
Okay.
Except for one henchman, most likely.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
he talks during the song.
Oh, yeah, he's dead forever. But the whole thing is, if you're flash frozen that quick, there is no way your body would be able to stasis itself that quick. There was no way your body would isolate itself, even if you were warmed up immediately afterwards. You are dead.
This is a universe where a man dresses up as a bat and beats the shit out of people. Let's not break down the science of it.
I mean, it's just strange is all. That's all I'm saying. And then it has to reroute satellites to heat the entire city of Gotham
with
back
diamonds, because satellites totally
diamonds
have
are
giant diamonds.
forever.
So if you read, there's one issue of Gotham PD, or no, Gotham Central. I think that's what it was. It's this comic run that follows what the cops do during the day, because like they know that if they don't solve the crimes by nighttime, Batman's going to go out and do his shit.
Yeah.
And a cop deals with the fact that like, at one point they're dealing with the fact that like one of the cops went and knocked on a door, and Freeze turned out to be on the other side and just fucking blasts him with a gun. Well, they tried to defrost the guy, but they said that it actually like did something to his molecules, and so when they were defrosting the ice,
He melted with it.
Yeah, he was like melting with it, and like there was no saving the guy. So like the comics take the darker side a lot of times that the other stuff hasn't. But I mean, I'm not saying stop doing the James Gunn Suicide Squad, because I definitely want that. I just
James Gunn is amazing.
this constant rerun of.
Like we were just talking about her costumes. Yeah, this is great. This is fantastic. The freaking black and red, the card suits on it. Like it makes her
cool
look
leather jacket.
The cool leather jacket makes her look bubbly, but at the same time serious. Like I'm
They didn't
wearing
over
this-
sexualize the character. Is what
No.
it is. That's what happened in the other Suicide Squad. Is they over sexualized the character. That and the other Suicide Squad suffers from having Jared Leto, who is really fucking weird and did some really fucking weird shit on that set.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Also Rooker in a wig.
Yeah, it's an interesting look.
I'm not mad at it.
One of the teasers finally showed the arms coming off of Nathan Fillion's character, because that's what his character is. He can take his arms off and like use them as weapons. And so one of the teasers actually finally showed them like separate and kind of like sticking off of him.
He's so skinny and weird. Look at him. Look at him.
It's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be great.
This will be a fun one. I just gotta figure out what we're gonna pair it with.
Oh God, I would say just this. We could just do the one and gun.
All right. Next thing, while we're still on the subject of DC, this is something I'm fully behind. So, did you watch Smallville? With your uncle, you had to have seen some of it.
I've seen a couple episodes, but I check out and I would go and play like Xbox or something.
Honestly, the first thing I did when I got this news story I'm going to talk about is I immediately texted your uncle.
Okay.
So, you know what Cameo is? Someone bought a Cameo from Tom Welling. And they were telling him how like they're doing a Smallville marathon, how they're a huge fan, yada yada. And he's like, "Oh, that's great." And he goes, "And keep doing that marathon, because it just might so happen that me and Michael Rosenbaum are working on voicing for an animated Smallville. We're trying to get as many of the other original cast members back as we can. Shh, don't tell anyone. It's a secret."
Way to hold that secret, kid. Way to hold that secret.
Oh yeah, they immediately posted it on Instagram and it fucking. So, I'm here for this, and I really hope it picks up where season 10 left off, rather than don't make it a new thing. Continue it.
Yeah.
They did do season 11 and 12 as trade paperbacks and as like mini comic runs, but I don't want to get into all that. But yeah, so an animated. I wasn't going to pull up someone else's article.
I know. I just wanted to see the fucking video. That's all I wanted to do.
Yeah. Keep scrolling right there. Okay. Which he's looking awesome. He was just recent.
Coming your way, Michael Rosenbaum and I are actually working on an animated series to bring this character back to life and use as many of the original cast members as possible. Don't tell anybody though. We're still working on it.
That's fucking hilarious.
And,
He's just like, don't tell anybody. Immediately posted it to Instagram. I don't give a fuck.
No, it's going to be so much fun. I'm very excited for this. But they had done season 11 and I think 12 as comics. So I'm wondering if they're going to count those, if this is going to be a whole fresh thing, if this is going to pick
I
up
would say
where
give
season
us
10
at
left
least,
off.
like, for those who don't purchase comics, I would say give us a recap.
I think it should just pick up where 10 is. or where 10 ended, and go from there.
And what the paperbacks are?
Yeah, if they want to do what the paperbacks are, if they were good enough, because I didn't read them, so I don't know. If they were good enough, then do them. If they weren't that great, if they weren't well received, then move on. I'm not entirely sure.
Okay.
I ignored most of my notes because I remembered a lot of what we were talking about.
Good.
You don't have one of my links?
I don't.
No, so just go ahead and... Yeah, don't bring that up.
Yeah, sorry.
Just go ahead and type in Star Wars Rogue One. Or not Rogue One, Rogue Squadron. I don't know how that one got missed. Right.
Oh, I did click it. It just, I guess I must have accidentally clicked out of it.
So we've already talked about it. We watched her little fun teaser back when it was first announced that she was going to be doing it. But Patty Jenkins' upcoming Star Wars Rogue Squadron movie has tapped someone to pen their script, and it's Matthew Robinson. So if you want to pull up Robinson real quick, so that we can see some of the stuff that Robinson's done. Just on the IMDb would work, probably. Let them do the work for us.
All right. All right, and this is for his writer?
Yeah. So the Little Shop of Horrors screenplay that hasn't happened yet, I do believe that's the one that's supposed to have Lady Gaga. Live, Die, Repeat, and Repeat, which is a sequel to...
Live, Die, Repeat.
Yeah, which is actually what... it's not even that it's a sequel to that. It's... the movie's called something else, but because of the way they marketed it, they basically accepted that they fucked up and the name should be... Oh, no, this is something else. This isn't... Oh, yeah, Edge of Tomorrow. Yeah, never mind. I was right. So Edge of Tomorrow is what the original film was. Mm-hmm. But when they did the posters, in big-ass letters, they put Live, Die, Repeat. And then you had Tom Cruise and everything. And then in very small, it had the name Edge of Tomorrow. So everyone thought the movie was called Live, Die, Repeat.
Oh, I remember that one.
So now they're calling the sequel Live, Die, Repeat.
Tom Cruise is kind of holding this weird weapon, and he's running out as like this soldier that if he dies, he just gets to try again.
Yeah, so it's him and Emily Blunt, and basically every time he dies, it's like a Groundhog's Day thing, but in war. And so he's convinced Blunt, who's another soldier or like his captain or something like that, about it, and is like each death they're getting a little farther to surviving and saving the world and whatnot. I've never actually watched it. I wanted to.
I've also, it interested me that...
Even this little poster, that's not how that works. You have to click over here. Yeah, there you go. Even this little poster, though, Live, Die, Repeat, up there at the top. So you immediately just like, yeah, that's what it's called.
A little bit of The Surge.
The Surge? I don't know what you mean. You say Surge, I think.
Yeah, the soda. Yeah, I'm right.
Oh, okay, The Surge. Gotcha. In fact, that kind of looks like one of their other posters.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, with the little flying things that are in the air, a weird mech suit with hydraulic on the arms. Yeah. Literally the same thing.
When did The Surge come out?
2017.
Okay, so The Surge kind of ripped that off then.
And then, yeah. This was like 2014?
Yeah.
Okay.
So, but yeah, back to Robinson, though. So things that he's done that actually have released. They're on Lost City of Gold. I heard people liked it. I don't know. Monster Trucks, which looked like a cute concept. I didn't watch the movie. But from my understanding, he's also an author. So maybe this is kind of the new thing he's trying to get into is doing all this. So sure. I'm excited. I'm excited for the movie. I'm excited to see where it goes.
Mm-hmm.
All right, we got two more things.
Bam.
We're going to wrap it up. All right, Halloween Kills.
Sequel.
How much can we show on Twitch? Because you see him kill people.
Oh. We're going to pause right there then.
Okay. So we've already gotten a trailer for this, but this is the new trailer. Now, have you seen the original? You've seen the original Halloween.
I've seen the OG Halloween. I've not seen the remake. Not the remake, the continuation.
Okay, so it goes Halloween 2, which picks up the same night.
Yes.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, which has nothing to do with Michael Myers, has nothing to do with any of it. It's about a evil mask company called Silver Shamrock that makes these masks that when their commercial plays is going to kill all these kids and like fry their heads and like make bugs come out and whatnot.
Cool.
Myers isn't in it at all. Good movie, terrible Halloween sequel.
Yeah,
it's not connected to it at all.
Yeah, it shouldn't have been connected.
And Carpenter is actually part of it.
Yeah.
Groundhog Day but War sounds like a great concept, but a terrible event to experience. 100% agree. Absolutely terrible to experience. Really cool concept. I do believe there's an anime a lot like it too.
ReZero.
Is it ReZero?
Yeah, ReZero, where a guy, he lives through an entire life of, I have light magical abilities, but I have a chance to turn it, and then he does something stupid, gets killed, but he starts all the way back at the beginning with the knowledge that he already had.
Cool. So back to the Halloween breakdown. So Halloween 3 happens. Carpenter's connected to it, so it's not even like... I think the concept was, let's start doing an anthology thing, but it's like, but you already did Halloween 2. If Halloween 3 had been Halloween 2, it would have worked, or if it just had been a Halloween movie, it would have worked.
Yeah.
But there's 3 famous masks in it: a witch mask, a skeleton mask, skull, and a jack-o'-lantern mask. And then you go through Halloween 4, 5, and 6 with Danielle Harris, and then you get Halloween H2O 20 years later, which ignores 3, 4, 5, and 6. It happens as if 1, 2 happened, and it's 20 years later. That's done with LL Cool J.
Oh.
And then you have Halloween Resurrection, which is the one with Busta, where he narrates everything he's doing and barks down Michael Myers to the point that Myers turns around and walks out of the room rather than killing him.
Okay.
That one is the one where it's like the script was crap. Jamie Lee Curtis didn't want to do it, so they KO her at the beginning. Then you have The Curse of Michael Myers, which no one watched because that was just fucking terrible. And then you have the 2 Rob Zombie remakes, which did some questionable things. And then you have Halloween, which was the first in this new round of remakes, continuation type things. The first one of these actually ignores Halloween 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, H2O, Resurrection, Curse, and
it just starts off right after Halloween 1.
It's,
and then timeline.
however many years after Halloween 1.
Okay.
Laurie Strode's Jamie Lee Curtis's age, her daughter's grown up, yada, yada.
Yada, yada. Rada, rada.
So this is Halloween Kills, which is the follow-up to that, which is starting actually from the end of the other one. We'll leave it here. We won't go further into it, except for, can you jump to a minute 34 for me?
Minute 34. That should be right about...
Yeah, right there. At one point, we see 3 victims on one of those little carousel things, and they're wearing the masks from Halloween 3.
Okay.
So it's a nice little callback. That's one of the big things there that people are going nuts for. Also, Devon Sawa, I do believe is... No, not Devon Sawa. Sorry, Devon Sawa is doing the new Chucky show. Anthony Michael Hall is in this as the little kid. He's playing the adult version of the little kid from the original Halloween that she was babysitting the night Michael showed up. And started killing all the other babysitters.
Okay.
So he's playing like the grown-up version of him. There's at least one more of these happening. I think they were going to just do 3, but it may be 4.
I will leave this up so I can watch it when I'm uploading this video.
Now that I know you haven't seen the other one, don't watch this.
You're right. Okay, closing out of it.
Yeah.
Boop.
This.
Something out of fucking left field.
Out of nowhere?
Out of fucking nowhere.
Straight out of nowhere?
Is that what this is called?
Straight out of nowhere. Scooby-Doo meets Courage the Cowardly Dog. Coming to DVD and digital in September.
Good. Hopefully it pops on HBO Max, because this seems like it would be the thing of which it do.
Why is Socks yelling, Snacky Fish?
Ha! Snacky Fish. Ha!
But yeah, it's Scooby-Doo in nowhere meeting Courage the Cowardly Dog. Matthew Lillard's back as Shaggy. Greg Griffin's back as Daphne. I'm not entirely sure who's voicing Velma or Freddy in this, but I think it's Frank Welker for Freddy and Scoob. I just haven't looked for Velma yet. And it's the original voice actress for Miriam. I don't know who's voicing Eustace, because I do know the original voice actor for Eustace actually died during the original show. So there was someone else that came in and did him for the rest of the show. They do the door gag and everything.
Yeah. Okay. I'm here for it. Yeah. I love Courage the Cowardly Dog. He is one of my favorite old school cartoons.
And it does a nice cross of the 2 different art styles and the different way things are affected. Like Courage is screaming and he still gets all big and goofy, despite the fact that Scooby doesn't really change. For some reason, Miriam's a fish.
Miriam's a fish.
This one can drive cars. There's cicadas they're fighting, by the way. Which I understand, living in the desert. I want to fight the cicadas as well.
Okay. I'm excited. Hold on, let me see. Is it going to...
Yeah, there's a little bit more still. There's a fart joke. Courage loses it. Yeah, so digital and DVD.
But it doesn't say whether...
September.
Ah. Okay, I'm excited. I'm here for it. Yes. Oh my... Shaggy punching the Joker. I'm sorry, that just caught my attention.
I remember that crossover. Speaking of that, Justice Friends is now on HBO Max.
Okay.
It's like the old school Justice Friends is on HBO Max.
There's a lot of DC I should just probably start watching. Just
There's
to
also
watch.
a lot you shouldn't.
There's
Talks that they're in talks to do a sequel to the Keanu Reeves Constantine film.
Is it going to involve
Keanu
Reeves?
Yeah, he's like down to do it. I'm like, why? This movie was not good.
It was
not
not
at all Constantine.
No, but hopefully they'll get it right this time.
I mean, the only good part about it was probably the cast. Like they got good actors, but like you had Tilda Swinton, Tilda Swinton as Gabriel. You had Stonemare as Lucifer.
And that was a good. Okay, to be fair, that was a good.
Yeah, I'm saying like the casting was like the only good part about that.
The best.
But Keanu as I love Keanu Reeves, but him as Constantine didn't make sense. He's not blonde or British.
You're right. But if he can, I don't think he can do a British accent.
No, the guy that did it for the canceled show, but he also has now done the crossovers when they crossed that show over with Arrow and Legends of Tomorrow, and he also voices the character for the Justice League Dark animated films. He's fucking perfect.
Okay.
He's one of those ones that latched onto that role. Like they canceled his show, and he's like, "But I'm Constantine." Mm-hmm. It's kind of like when Stephen Amell was in the middle of doing Green Arrow. Someone else voiced Green Arrow for one of the video games, and he was like, "What? No, I'm Arrow." He was like, "That's my character. What are you doing?" So, bless you. But that's what we got for you guys this week.
That's what we got.
Oh god, this lighting makes me look terrible.
Well, it's the camera. It takes over exposure and tries to nullify it.
I look sickly.
No more sickly than normal.
Thanks.
I look pasty. I don't want to hear it.
That's it. You're walking home. It's a desert out there.
It
You're
is
walking home.
92 degrees when the sun is down. That is ridiculous.
My computer says it's still 100 degrees out.
Give it a refresh. I'm sure. I'm probably 100 now, but I'm talking like. Sun's still kind of out. Yeah, sun's still kind of out.
Alrighty. As usual, make sure you like, subscribe, tell a friend, tell an enemy, tell a friend of me. Those of you that were listening and had to sit there and listen to silence because I was running out of things to pander about during the 10 Rings trailer, I'm sorry. Come watch the show.
Come watch the show, yes. Because then you'll be able to watch what we're watching.
Yeah. We'll be able to see when Justin spoils the coming up things.
Yep. Yep. All right, you guys have a great day. Enjoy your night. Enjoy your afternoons.
Thank you for being here, all of you that were live. It's always a blast when there's people to talk to and chat.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye.